So I start, of course, yesterday I got my new book. Yeah. So maybe a lot of people did already see it. It's in English now. So there's a possibility to order it through my website. You can do that. And I'm busy with maybe some other possibilities, but I don't know yet. So you can do it through my contact form. You write down your name and address, and I will send it to you. And you pay, of course. Okay. There will be a live, how do you say that? Weekend live with Non-Duality-Live with Emerson, and weekend meeting from 12 and 13 February. It's on the website of Emerson, Non-Duality-Live. In the next week, there's coming some information on my website over that. Okay. And there's also in Holland, there will be in Amsterdam a live meeting in person, 22, 23, 24 of April. So we can join together finally in person. So you're invited if you want to come. Okay, so let's start. This is very simple. It's simple, ordinary, normal, and it's already there. So this is not something you can reach, something you can do, something you have to find. This message is about that it's all there is. It's already there. And the strange thing is, it seems like it's not. It seems like it's not already there, and you have to find it, and you have to work, you have to do some things. There seems to be something wrong. There seems to be something missing, something not right yet. When there's someone, the strange thing is, then suddenly there's two, or maybe there's two, and then there's someone, I don't know. And then there's a feeling of there's something gone wrong. There's not that what was before that in the story. That was just, everything was one. And then suddenly there's two. There's somebody else and you are there. And everything seems solid. So it's threatening. It seems like you're kept in your body, you're inside the body. You're someone and there's someone, and you have to deal with everything around you. So that can feel like a threat, and also feel like a loss of something that was before, that was never something that is questioned. And when there's someone, and that's growing in the years also in the story, there seems to be working on that. You have to deal with your life. You have to make your life work. Oh wait, I have to chat. You have to I do the chat after this, but I will come back to it. You have to work for this to make yourself happy or have a good life. It's your responsibility. Everything is about you and what you do. Me or you and doing are the same thing, are together. When there's no me, there is no doing. There can be doing things, but it's not about what do I have to do? What is all those questions just are lost, are not there. So it seems like the utter dream, like, oh, I don't want to have problems anymore. So maybe that is that enlightenment, or how it's called, freedom. I want that because I want to get rid of all those questions and searching and doing and restlessness. This is not about a better life. And that can be very confusing because that's the normal way to get a better life, to feel that it's all right, there's some rest, or there are no questions anymore, or no, everybody has different things, of course. This message is about it's everything. It's already everything. And that seems odd because when it's saying that it's everything, it isn't felt like it's everything because there are some things are not nice and I don't feel that and I want something else and how can I deal with that? And so when it's said it's everything, it can't be understood because everything does mean there's also no escape. There's no escape for what's happening. And that's not that there's no, oh, there's no escape, so I won't do that anymore or won't think that anymore. All those thoughts about what's next, what do I have to do, all those me related things are just lost. It doesn't come up. So there's no escape. When there's a feeling of like that, then that's all there is. There's nothing going on and how can I change that, or ideas about what to do with that. That isn't there. So there's that feeling, or maybe the floor. And the funny thing is also feeling strange or looking at the floor. Nothing is more important. It's the same. Everything is neutral. So there's nothing to look for that's more important or that's more valuable or something like that. There's no difference. There is difference between everything, but there's no difference there's no meaning, there's nothing more important than something else. Life is neutral. It is. It is. And people are capable of abstracting, so they try to name it, give it a name, and try to deal with it, or try to figure out how we can change that, how we can make it more comfortable or more happy, less stress, things like that. There is no one, so there's also no one to deal with anything. There's already no one, so there's no need to look for someone. There is already no one. So when there's change, it's not because of you. There's change. That's life. Life is changing. And there's certain circumstances, and there can be somebody saying something to you. There's no before and there's no after. There's no time. So there's only this one. Before and after is two. So it's a dual world. We seem to live in a dual world. The word non-duality means there's only one. So there's no time, no before and after, and even no inside and outside. So there's only one. You can't imagine what it is. You don't need to, because it's not important to know what it is. This is not about about understanding. It's what is, and that's already happening. So what to look for? There's nothing to look for, and it can be everything. So it is not about you anymore. And that's when there's someone. It seems like everything is happening to you, is happening with you, is happening because of you. When there's no one, and that's already the case everywhere, there's no happening to someone. Life is not happening to someone. Life is only happening. And that's all there is. And on top of that, when there's somebody there, it seems like there's somebody there, everything seems suddenly solid and real. So it seems like the whole world is real and solid, and people are real, and the body is real, and everything is really happening. There's only an appearance. This is an appearance. So it's an appearance and it's not there. That's crazy. That's completely completely different as what we ever thought of that it is, because it was never questioned that the world or the people or us, we are not real. We don't exist. It's so normal that you exist, you have an identity, you have to look for what you want. And then there's a message about there's no one. It's not even real. So there's nothing to look for. It's already paradise. We don't have to look for paradise, if it's not there when you die. There's something about that. Paradise is there when you die, but it's not physical death. It can be also like there's no one looking for something anymore. It's just there's no one. And it's seen, this is already paradise. This is already paradise. It's never has been lost. And paradise is everything. So it's not only happiness, that's what some people think. It's everything. And that's life. There's nothing excluded. There's only everything. So nothing is excluded. That's the joy. There's no exceptions. There's no escape also. And there's no exception. It's everything. That's the aliveness. And aliveness doesn't mean a lot of energy. It can also be very slow energy or stone. It's aliveness. It's everything. What is seen, what is felt, what is heard. And there's no center. That's it. So I will read the first chat already. The thinking I am not doing enough, for example, enough searching for a job is just nothing serious. I fear there's a responsibility of the me. It feels for when there's someone and looking for a job and having enough money or having the right job, it feels very serious and very important, because then you feel more happiness. And that's most of the time it's about you feeling good. You have to do something, feeling nice work or have enough money to feel good about yourself, about life, about everything. That's how we think the world is, or how we have to do. And there's already no one. So there can be looking for a job, and it can feel very important like that. Then that's what's happening. So it's not that that's important or that that's serious, but when there's a feeling like, oh, then that's there. That feeling is there. It's not important to feel it or anything. It's when that's there, then that's there. When there's writing a letter for getting a job, then that's what's happening. It's very neutral. And there can be all kinds of feelings, emotions. It's energy. Life is energy. So it can be emotions, feelings, the floor, silence, thoughts. Nothing is excluded, so it's everything. And it doesn't go anywhere. And that's also odd, because we are so used that life is going somewhere and we are on the path towards something, maybe a better life, something like that. There is no my own life. There's only life. Not for anyone, not to anyone. And circumstances seem to be very real and happening to you. They're just circumstances, and there's not me and the circumstances. It's one. It's one. Everything is one. And you don't need to understand, or that doesn't matter. It can be maybe more easy, but it's the same. This is not about understanding. It has nothing to do with understanding. It doesn't need. life is already what's happening. So if there's understanding or not understanding, it doesn't matter. And there's understanding. Yeah. So responsibility seems to be very important because we have responsibility to do things, and I have the ability to choose the right thing or things like that. There's no one. There's already no one. So responsibility is something in the story of me, an abstraction about how to do your best, how to behave. A lot of things are going on in that story of me, how to make it a good life for yourself. There is no one, so responsibility is only a word. It can feel like, and there's a belief, and it's really, it seems to be very important, and it seems to be very complicated. Life is very simple. It's what it is. That's it. Nothing more. And we as human can abstract and name it and see like, oh, this is better than that and things like that. It's a dream. It's a dream of me. Yeah. Thanks. Mm. me is part of the story. I am not good enough. And then and in the same time, it's helping you to make it better. And that's the misunderstanding. It's not about there's you're not good enough. There's no good and bad or wrong. There's nothing to do with good enough. But that's so convincing and so embodied that there's something wrong and you should find something or there's something missing and you have to find it. But it's part of that dream of me that there's something wrong or something missing. When there's that that whole construct isn't there, it's suddenly very clear, like, oh, it doesn't, how do you say that? It's not an issue. It's not about good or bad. That has not, it's not life. Life is not about good, this is good, this is bad. That's what humans make of it, maybe, because it's about themes like, I want to feel good. Life is neutral. It's everything.
Rose.
Yeah.
Hi, it's Susanna.
Right. Hi.
Um, so I guess, I guess it seems as though the thoughts are often like if something happens, like I'm just thinking of, an exchange with someone last night and the energy was high. And so it's easy, I think, I guess the me is like judging what happens and then saying, oh, well, you did that, it was because you were too high energy. And so it affected this other person. So it seems, um, but I guess that's all because thought is all, it's me centered. So we think that whatever happens is directly related to what I did or what I said, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That seems to be like that. So it's like a tool of the me thoughts. Yeah. It seems like, or it's a comment. It seems like, or it's looking at it and judging it like, oh, this is all right. Oh no, this is not all right, or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Mm.
Right. I should be different, or I should have
Yeah.
done it differently. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good thing. That's the other side can be
Yeah.
too. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And it's always right. It's always related to ourselves, right? Because that's
Yeah.
what the me
Yeah.
is. The
Yeah.
thought is about myself and how others apparently are reacting to me.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
always the story of comes back to me rather than it's just life.
Yeah. Me is the center. So everything seems to happen to me. So there are thoughts about how I did it or yeah.
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 So it seems it's either really, like you're saying, really great and wonderful if it's like, oh, yay, I
Mm.
created that, or
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Yeah.
really upsetting when people aren't acting the way I
Yeah.
think they should. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. It's an endless way of commenting and looking for the right way, which isn't there, of course. But it seems like there's some, it has to be, it
Yeah.
has to be, there's never questions that there's someone. It is
Yeah.
questions about behavior and what we can do with that, or people have ideas about making money or things. And
Yeah.
me, yeah, that's not questioned. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's me is related, me and this is not good enough or there's something missing. It's the same thing. It's
Yeah.
together, you could say. Yeah.
Right. And also, it's not good enough and I'm not good enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
someone else isn't good enough either. So it's
Yeah.
always judging, like you're not
Yeah.
doing it right. I'm not doing it right. This
Mm,
isn't right. Like, yeah,
yeah. And it can be much more subtle because then sometimes it's not about right or wrong. So everybody is okay, things like that. We know,
yeah,
and then it gets some more subtle. There's still something has to change, or there's someone needs to do that, or there's different words, of course.
yeah.
Uh,
And really, I don't know who said this, but I forget, but like that we're it's just life. Like we're being urged the way that we're being urged. So it's like, however this character presents is how it presents. So I'm being urged to be the way I am. And so there's nothing right or wrong. And everybody else is too. We're being acted out, kind of, right? So it's
no,
not
it's not what I'm saying because it's
okay.
not real. The body
Mm,
isn't real.
mm,
There's no one, so there's no Rose. Let's talk about me then. There's no
mm.
Rose. There seems to be a character, but because we trying to put it together, And we
Yeah.
see the body as real, and there's a character. There's nothing wrong with that character, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's worse than that. There is no one. There is just nothing. There's only nothing, and that seems to be a body, and we adjust that there's someone inside, and then the whole thing starts. And then okay, there's no one, okay, but there's still that body, and then Rose is okay or something like that. No, there's no Rose. There's
Mm,
also no Rose. There's what's happening, and
mm,
that's yeah goes further than because the body isn't real. Things are not happening in the body. That's what we think. It's happening in space, I could say.
yeah.
It's
That's so
just that.
interesting.
So yeah, no one exists. Whoa, that's something. That's something else. It's not about
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
And yet, okay, so but speaking is happening, and moving of the arms happens, and kind of the
Mm.
character though, like, right, each body mind doesn't it have, it has a character, or is that's also a story? It's putting a story on this character.
Yeah.
Susanna is like this, Susanna is like that. That's all a story because there is no Susanna. Is that's what you're saying?
Yeah, but there seems to be a story, like there can be characteristics in the story. You talk also in the story that there's also stalking in the story. There you can say only there's just this or it's only this. That's it. And then there seems to be a story, and in that story seems to be characteristics. Some people are more, some bodies are more like this, and more quiet, or more something like that. But it's not important. And we make it something that it has no meaning. It's just different. It's unique. Every body, mind, body is different. It's unique. That's it. But so what? Yeah. We attach meaning to it normally.
Right. So if we think someone is mad at us or something, yeah, that's a big story, that there's someone in there who's, trying to take control. Right. It's all a
Mm,
story that we make up.
mm, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see. And so it's just thought is making it up, the stories about that
No.
somebody else is doing wrong to me, that's all made up, that there is nobody else out there to make up a story about me or trying to take control of something. It's all made up.
Yeah. It seems like it's a story,
Mm,
because then we think, yeah, there's time, so there are different thoughts, and all those thoughts together, or this with the concepts, that seems to be what's happening, and we make that up, or what is making that up, or things like that. That story isn't real. It's a dream. It's just, and it's gone. So it seems very, it's an energetic, thoughts are energetic. So life is energy, and it's in all kind of forms. It's thoughts, it's in bodies, in everything. So that's a mystery.
yeah.
We try to work it out and think like, oh, this is the story, and what's going on here, and oh no, it's no one inside. So we try to work it out.
Yes.
You will never succeed. It's a mystery, and suddenly when there's no one, it's very simple, but I can't tell how it is. That's how.
Mm,
No, you can't tell. It's not, I don't know how you can talk around it, and talk in the story about what isn't it, something like that, or that's a concept, something.
yeah, but
So it's
that's,
about
you're saying,
loss.
yeah, so
Yeah.
you're saying that's even complicated. Trying to figure any of it out is complicated.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out, that's also part of the story.
Yeah. Because we want to know. We want to be sure. We want to have something in the hand, or control somewhere. Oh no, there's no control, and then that's clear. We want to make it clear. And this is about loss. This
Mm,
is about loss, that it's not known. There's no knowing. That's the concept. That's trying to know. It's like having control that we know. No, there's like little children. There's only life. So doing things or moving for no reason, no
Yeah.
meaning. It's amazing. And then not known what. Of course, we know that. What will happen tomorrow? We don't know. Something that's more easy, the easy thing. But really not knowing. There's no knowing at all. Not being sure. That's I had for me. It was no, knowing is okay, but not being sure. Like that's that's completely lost in not knowing.
Yeah.
Everything is lost. And we are so quickly into something that, oh, now I understand. Yeah, that gives a nice feeling. So it's so very subtle, can that be? And of course, it's not wrong. It can be nice, but that's how me tries to, to continue. Because
Right.
it wants to, it had the knowing. It's something, yeah, it's nice. When everything is clear, yeah, it gives a nice feeling in some way. This is about loss. And that's when there's a feeling here, for example. I don't know what it is or where it comes from. It's not that I do that or something like it's just not known. There's nothing coming about what is it or things like that. It's like that.
Yeah. I know it's interesting just listening to you. Then there's this, oh, well, if there's completely not knowing in every moment, then that will must create an anxiety. It's like there's no
Oh,
ground to stand on.
mm,
But that
mm,
also, right, is a story of like,
yeah,
wow, in every moment, if there's no knowing, there's nothing solid, there will be
yeah,
um constant fear.
yeah. But that's what you think before. But that's always before something that you think, oh God, that will be awful. I can't live without that. And suddenly it happened, and you think, what was that? That's the
Yeah.
same thing. I was
Yeah.
walking. It was a long time ago, before everything that was lost. But I was walking, and then suddenly I walked. I felt like I walking through the stones. How is that? And in the same time, there was no feeling. It wasn't scary or so. It was just, it isn't real. Huh?
Mm,
And then it vanished and it gone. But
mm.
so we have so much things around it that seems like, oh, don't have control. It's not solid under my feet or something else.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's just constantly thoughting around what's apparently happening, and that's just what's happening is thoughting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thoughts, and we attach meaning, but thoughts are really very much into important and meaning, and it seems like it's my thoughts also. So
Yeah.
so normal, so addictive. Yeah.
Yeah.
And trying to find a solution or trying that it's going somewhere.
Right. And if there's apparent stress or thoughts that are negative about another person, then there's a judgment of, oh, well, then this couldn't be the right thing. Like,
Ah,
how do I
ah,
get that better? How do I get the
yeah,
relationship better? Because
yeah,
if there are thoughts that are negative about her, then
ah,
it must be not a good situation, you know?
yeah, yeah. A lot of things like that. Yeah, there can be thoughts like that. Oh, that awful person. Yeah, and then it's gone. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's very normal.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah. Mm, thanks.
There is another chat.
Yeah. Can you say more about good and bad? People all the time say you did this and that, and it's good or no good. Yeah. When there's someone, there seems to be someone that's really convincing, that then there's something not right. It's part of the dream of me, of that story. That's the story. There's something wrong and we have to fix it, or to have to make it right, or look at yourself and think like, oh, it's commenting like, oh, this I did wrong and what can I do about it? And that's the whole story of me, is about good and wrong, right and wrong, or good, did I do the right thing? It seems like such a strong survival mechanism from a very young age to feel okay, that there's something starting, and it's not even that you do it, but it's just that develops and it gets more physical. So that's very strong. And in the same time, it's a dream. It's strange that it happens. There's no good, there's no bad. There's only what happens. Life is neutral. Everything is neutral. There's nothing wrong. There can't be something wrong. It's everything. It's also thoughts like, I'm not good enough. There can be thoughts like that. And there are thoughts like that. And that maybe there's a feeling like, oh my God. And that feeling is there. This is not saying how to behave or what is the best way. It's a description about what's going on. And I had someone underneath a video of me like, oh, you're saying, oh, this is happening. Yeah, thank you very much. I watched the whole video and there's only saying, yeah, this is happening. Yeah, I already knew thousands times. Thank you very much. Something like that. Yeah, that's that simple. Yeah, that is. But the strange thing is, it's not seen. that And it's so obvious, it seems so normal that there's good and right or wrong and good and bad. It's a story. Well, this is in the description of what's going on. There's nothing going on about this is the right way, or you have to think like this, or there has to be happening something. No, I don't know. There can be a lot of concepts with so normal. It's not even noticed. It's so normal for so many people. And then suddenly these meetings can happen, or maybe somewhere else. Suddenly like, oh, how could I believe that? Huh? What is that? Or something like that. Or sometimes it just falls away and then it's not even noticed. And then maybe after a while it's like, oh, there's something else. Everything is about good and bad, about improving. That's a road to a way to somewhere. Because this can't be it. This, how it's going and what I am, how I look, or the behavior, or it can't be right. There's something to do still. That's such a dream. It's misunderstanding. But it's so addictive. It's so strong. It's so embodied. So it's not only that you can think, oh, it's all right. It doesn't work. It's not there. And there's no one doing that. So what we do is think like, oh, saying to myself, I love you, you're the love, or something like that. And then it seems like, that's working. I feel much better. And then for days it's forgotten. That's how life works. I don't know. It's life. There's no one doing that. There's no one. Life is the boss, you could say. There's just only life, energy. And that's the unconditional love. It's not because of something that it's happening. It's this. Just that. For no reason. For no reason. Wow.
Hi, Rose.
Hi, William. Hi.
So obviously the person's always looking for a change. Like you said, something has to change with me or with what's happening or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, no, but things really do need to change because I should stop eating too much sugar or whatever I'm doing that I think is wrong because I might have health problems and all of this stuff. But then what I thought after that was, no matter how much changes, it's still not enough change for the person.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even the things that I think need to change, if I was able to change them, then it would be what else needs to change. So it never becomes finally put right.
Yeah. Yeah. Me is, it's not enough. That's together. Yeah.
And so when you say there's no problem, the problem that me experiences is that things aren't enough and things aren't right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And I think the biggest problem, sorry.
Now, me wants to feel good and thinks when it's not that, then it's wrong. Something, or there's something missing. Yeah. Yeah, go on.
I can't actually remember what I was going to say. It's like it is amazing to hear this communication, but intellectually it's impossible to agree. And I know it's not about coming to a point of agreeing with it, but yeah,
never will. That feeling of it's not good enough, it's not enough, it has to be something. It's still it's seeing there's something to do. There's some that's so strong and convincing and addictive, and that's such a strong dream.
Yeah. I think that's what I was going to say. The biggest problem for me is hearing this, is that it's so simple what you're saying, that it's just this and there's not a problem. And then my mind goes, well, what about that? And what about that? And it just like simplicity.
It can be so strong. Yeah. Wow. When it goes on, it's just going. It's just a lot of energy, thoughting. Yeah. That's it. It isn't wrong, because then we think, it's all right. Those thoughts, they don't need to come, or there's always something else that you think, this is about, everything is there's no good and bad. So that there are those thoughts, it's okay. Just they're always wanting to do something. It seems that without doing, yeah, then it never will happen. So what can I do in very subtle ways? Or I don't do anything anymore. It's still doing, of course. So, and this is not about doing. That me can't understand. Not there's no doing. That's not doing. Is yeah. All right. Not doing. I know. Doing. I know. What? This is not about doing or not doing. Huh? What's that?
Yeah.
And it's go blind and then oh, something else sometimes. There's no answers. There's no clue.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Mm.
Hi, Rose.
Hi.
What's coming on my mind is I find the silence is really uncomfortable because
Mm,
when there's talking, that's fine. I can listen or talk. When there's a silence, my mind's going, I need a distraction, I need a distraction. So I'm at
mm.
least listening to my thoughts, trying to find something there. Do you think the me's always looking for a distraction because it's not comfortable with it just being this? It wants to find something else, find a distraction.
Yeah, maybe there's a feeling and that feels not very comfortable, and then he's looking for something to get rid of that. I don't know, something like that.
But you're not bothered by silence.
There's no one. There's nothing. But it's not. There's nothing going on. When there's silence, that doesn't mean it's all right or something. It's sometimes there's some stress or thoughts coming, or it's different. It's not always bzzz, something like that. It's different, but yeah, can be
I suppose
pain in the leg. I don't know. It's not always comfortable. No.
what I'm trying to imagine, maybe I can't, is what it would be like to not be permanently seeking a distraction or permanently seeking something else.
No, you can't. No. Because there's always an image of perfection, maybe. There seems to be something like perfect. It's already perfect. But it can't be heard that this is perfect. Doesn't feel like it or something like that. When there's silence, maybe there's moving or there's pain or can be can be thoughts. And when there are a lot of thoughts, we're so in the thoughts are so much in commenting what's going on. That's what me does. It's always it's a comment. Can be there.
It's like it's constantly busy trying to work on its story and work on what's happening. And to me, it feels like I said, like a very, very busy energy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's it. And it doesn't have any power. that's the amazing
No,
part.
no, it's all for nothing.
Seems the most important thing of your whole life, that working out, that being busy, what's going on and how can I that's when this stopped, it was suddenly like, oh my God, I was so busy all day long with everything, what's going on, and this is good and this is not good, and wow, it's amazing. And it's not wrong. That's life too, of course. It's a lot of energy in that. So, but for the person, it doesn't feel like that.
It seems like I'd like a rest from being me. I know,
Yeah.
but that's more of that need, isn't it? I need to stop for a bit and have a rest, but I can't because I'm always busy with my story and yeah.
But there seems to be always something wrong. That's so strong that you can't stop. It's life. There's nothing to stop, but you can't also. That's just life, just energy, and it's not about you. It's just so doesn't go anywhere. So just can be days being busy, a lot of things going on, and then no changes.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
behind.
Yeah,
Can you say there is aliveness for no one?
yeah, can say that.
When people have a lot of opinions, then I have more a kind of a feeling or opinion that there is yeah, there is a me, or apparent me.
Yeah.
That also
That's
doesn't matter.
No.
No.
Can be meeting someone with a lot of opinions. It can be there, of course. I don't know what happened. Maybe there's an opinion here too, or not, or I don't know. It's energetic.
Yeah.
It's not holy in that sense that there are no opinions anymore or something. No. Can come up like that. Afterwards, like, ooh, what did I say? Yeah. It's, yeah. But it's not that serious also.
Oh, yeah.
Can be showing in that conversation, like, oh, really like that. It's what's happening. It's life. It's not you doing that or somebody else. It's life happening. And it seems to be in that body. And here is a body and here's someone in it. It's so complicated. It's so abstracted, like, oh, there's someone here and someone there, and he says that, and that's why I'm feeling this. And oh. It's much more simple. There's no one. It's life, and there may be opinions. Everything can happen. Seeing ghosts, opinions. Yeah. Nothing has any meaning. It doesn't go anywhere. It seems like when there's that story and you feel like I'm someone, then it seems like everything is about you and now it's going somewhere and what is the best to do or not to do. Whoa. It's very, very exhausting also. But yeah, then there's exhausting.
Yeah, but that can be the me. The me can be very exhausting.
Yeah, but there is already no me. It's talking in the story like there's a construct that's there, but it's not because of the me. It's like that. No, it's like that. That's it. It's sometimes in the story explaining there seems to be a me and then talking about concepts. But there never has been someone or me. It's a dream. It's a misunderstanding.
There's already no me.
Yeah. It's life. It's life. Anitaing.
Thanks.
That's the joy. Then it's life rosing and knitting and diving and that's it. It's already there. It's the only thing there is. When there's closing the computer, the laptop, then that's it. And there's thoughts, that's it. And there can be a feeling of I'm there and a lot of thoughts are happening. Nothing is wrong. That's the misunderstanding. There's something wrong. There's nothing wrong. There can't be something wrong. How can there be something wrong? It's life. It's only life. Life is energy, energy. So there's energy going. It's very neutral. So it's not wrong. It's what happens. And this message is describing, it's what's happened. So there's no way of how to behave, what in a lot of meetings can be like that in spiritual things, like, because there can be, when there's someone, there can be such a huge feeling of not being good enough, or something missing. It has to be fixed, has to be a solution, how to behave. There's only one. There's only this. And that's it. And it's an apparent happening. It's an appearance. Nothing is real. Nothing is real. Yeah, nothing is happening. It's already unconditional love. There's no condition. It's everything. There's nothing excluded. And there is no escape. There's what's happening. And that can be a lot of thoughts. It can be exhausting. It can be pain in the arm or pain. This is not a message about feeling good or having a good life. This message is saying there is no one. There's no one doing anything. It's life happening, apparently. It's already life. It's already complete. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to do. There's also no one. So there can't be done anything. So but it's even worse. There's already no one. So there's nothing going on. It's life. It's life. Already. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Great.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you.